Okay, your throttle, okay, this is one of the throttles, the left-hand throttle. It's a more fancy, complex, hand-molded type of throttle. You get a right-hand version as well, which works in a similar sort of configuration to this. But what you have on this over here, you have a start button on the top over here. You have a cruise control. As you pull the throttle and you release, it'll stay there. Push the throttle again, it opens up to whatever position you require for cruise. On this particular machine, it's got an electronic ignition. So if I push the start button and I hold it in, it's actually also a stop button on this particular unit. Down the side of the motor over here, we have a master switch. By switching that on, then I get access to utilizing my my actual ignition switch on the throttle. So only once we switch that on will the machine actually become live. As we move down through the machine to the harness, we have this particular unit with a high attachment point. You'll see that the attachment point is above the shoulder area, whereas on a low attachment it'll actually be in the position of these bars. Now this webbing over here has got a steel bar in it, and that actually can pivot up and down like that, but that would give a low attachment point a lot more weight shift capability. So you'd be able to do those leaning turns and turn a lot more efficiently. We have carabiners on our harness attached to our glider, and by pushing the actual locking mechanism over here, it opens and closes. If you don't push that, it's absolutely rock solid. And they got about a 2 to 2.5 ton braking strain in the sort of vertical movement. We have a chest strap over here. Connect that together over there. That's to keep you in the harness. Shoulder straps over here to keep you from, basically it doesn't really keep you in the motor. What it does is so that you can comfortably carry the engine with a little bit of padding and stuff like that. The motors are relatively heavy. They've ranged from about 22 kilograms to around 40 kilograms, depends on the type and machine and stuff like that. And then down the bottom over here, the most important straps on a paramotor or even a paraglider are your leg straps. If you don't have those, you cannot really take off because you will literally slide out of the harness as you're lifting off. There have been incidents where people have forgotten those, and it's been pretty nasty on the way down. Same goes over there. That should be there. As I've got another little strap over here. This is an anti-torque strap to counter the torque of the actual motor itself. We spoke about a speed bar. This is the speed bar over here. It's basically a bar with some cable and line attached to it. It runs through these pulleys over here. As I push it out with my feet like that, it pulls this down, which is attached to the actual the glider's speed system, and as I release again, up it goes. So down and up. Gives you the increase and decrease in the angle of attack on the wing. And then on this particular unit, we have an emergency parachute as well, and that's actually underneath the seat over here. So my emergency chute is in there, and the handle that I need to pull to release it and throw the emergency is sitting on my right hand side. And the reason why I've chosen to put it on the right side is because my throttle is in the left hand side. And with a bulky throttle or something in that hand, it will be more difficult to grab the emergency handle. This particular system has an emergency that can actually detach. So if you pull the Velcro off over here, you can actually take the whole emergency off and make it the machine lighter, especially for low level flying, where the emergency would not actually be of any use to you. But then again, I just leave mine on. It's not safe to take them off as far as I'm concerned. But a lot of pilots in competition choose to either remove it or and fly without them on the low level tasks to lighten the load.